Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. It is time to start doing some Slayer. Level 36 is not good enough. We have many goals down this line. And unfortunately, we're starting at a bit of a mess. Our current task is bronze dragons in the catacombs. So, melee, not a great choice at this point. We're going to be going with a bit of magic. Take our mystic robes out. Pop on the pieces, that'll work. Maximizing the magic accuracy here for Ivan's Blast. We can take off the defender for 3 more accuracy. I guess, well, we're going to have to take off the defender, period. Because we need to put on an anti-dragon shield or we will die horribly. We will die horribly indeed if we don't prepare correctly here. We're also going to need death runes and fire runes. We'll nix the climbing boots. We can get those back when we're not fighting dragons. We need our cape with magic accuracy. That'd help too. Luckily, we have all kinds of teleportation options, which will get me there and back, no problem. So, as long as we can get 1 kill in inventory, we're fine. Ideally, we would get more than that. We're going to be standing in melee distance, protecting melee, to minimize the dragon attacks. But it's also multi-combat there, so that could also be an issue. So we're going to need food. We might need prayer potions, depending on how long the trips are. And it could be fairly expensive here. So I'm going to go get the runes, and we can see how this goes. Okay, here goes nothing. Teleporting through our portal necklace, right down into here. Now we need to get to the bronze dragons. Unfortunately, iron dragons are in the way, which doesn't help. So if we can scoot past here, get far enough away that they're not going to attack me, maybe. We can lure in. No. That's going to still stick the iron dragon on us. Alright, we're in melee distance now. See if we can hit. If we can't hit, this all crumbles immediately. We're doing really badly so far. Oh, wow. It's very, very poorly. Come on. They have a magic stat, which isn't ideal. They don't have much range level. So maybe range would be better, but we have 51 range and a bone crossbow. We've got like 40 of these. And we don't really have the points to skip a task at this point either. See how many death runes we end up spending here. We'd also prayer flick if we felt like it. So yeah, this is not going great so far. I don't think we'd have much more luck going with melee, since it has more slash defense than mage defense. There's a kill at least. They dropped a rune bar. That's fancy. Iron Dragon's still trying to kill us, though. Which isn't great. You're being very rude, Iron Dragon over there. You're really slowing this whole process down. Making things worse. Let's try whacking a few times with the Dragon Sim. I'm not expecting much here. We're hitting. Our max hits probably also less with the Dragon Scimitar. Overall, this is a very bad task. On the plus side, we get Dragon Bones. So that's something. The real question is, yeah, I don't think there's any way to get in here without bothering an Iron Dragon. Which is really annoying. In theory, we could do something like tanking the Iron Dragons on a different account, but that's a little cheaty. But I don't think I can really justify the amount of resources it's going to take. And the drops are not really good enough to warrant this either. Ideally, we would be blocking these, but again, we don't have the Slayer points necessary for that. Alright, I'm going to leave now. This is not viable. Not viable at all. Unfortunately, we bought all these death runes, so that's a little bit of a loss, but oh well. 180 prayer XP. Oh boy. Anywho, I guess we are canceling our task. I still want to do the whole point boosting method. So we're going to be going to Birthwarp quite a bit. But we will just do it mostly with melee. Just to speed things up here. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. And this room bar, high Alex for 3,000 coins. Sure. I can't really use a room bar, so that's fine. And we can use the Dragon Battle Axe special attack for all this. That'll be fun. Alright. So I'm going to go cancel this task. Get a whole bunch of low-level tasks. And then we can see what the 10th task is going to be. Since that's when we're going to go try to get some actual Slayer points. Okay. First real task on this new task streak. Not dragons. Or at least not metal dragons. Blue dragons I could deal with. Something good. Hellhounds in the catacombs. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Got a combat task here. Kill a hellhound. Very easy. Also, hellhounds continue to get better and better. They've got ashes that they drop now. There's the Hellhound Ensouled Heads, I think. Can't really use those. But still. 25 prayer experience is better than nothing here. That's going to come in very handy. And so far, melee's doing fine. Could always switch to Ranger Magic. This is fine. This should be a very good amount of experience from this task. Level 40 Slayer. Pretty cool. That unlocks Basilisks and Sea Snakes, which, not the best, but... And Terror Dogs, which are worse. But that is a requirement for our quest here. Rum deal. Cabin fever. We have everything except for rum deal. And then rum deal. Oh, it's 42. Yeah, we're getting close then. Whatever. 40 Slayer. It's a milestone level. That's fine. Hellhounds. That's great. 40 Slayer is a requirement for the Lair of Tarn Razorlore, Rag and Bone Man 2, and Royal Trouble. So there. There is 42 Slayer for rum deal. We're also slowly working our way towards the 47 Prayer for rum deal. About halfway there now. As we continue Slayer, we will get more things that drop big bone and big bone equivalent things. So we should get there eventually. Doesn't feel like I need to go out of my way for that though. So I'm just going to stick to this. A few interesting things on this trip. Got a dark totem base, which I'm probably just going to drop. Realistically, I don't feel like dealing with Scotizo. And the likelihood of getting all 3 pieces all in a row, not very high. Also got a hard clue scroll, which is sending me to Crandor, so we can go there. We get to fight a Ceradoman Wizard. So that is going to require a slightly different setup. But we can manage. Switching out the Rock Shell for the Spined. We have a little bit more magic defense. It's not great, but it's the best we have right now. We also have the Dragon Battle Axe back. All the potions. We got Prayer. So we should be able to take down the Ceradoman Wizard. It's level 108. We're level 89, so a pretty fair fight, I'd say. The likelihood of finishing a hard clue is still not great. But there's a chance. Well, that was easy. Didn't even take any damage. Alright. Spined armor. It's good enough. Next one is to go to Zolandra. Okay. Well, we've technically started Regicide, but I really don't think we can go over there yet. I will check to make sure, but most likely this clue is going on the ground. And there is task complete. As this was the 10th task, we got the bonus points. That is the whole point of how we're doing this, so 90 Slayer points there. Very nice. Now if we get something horrible, we could block or skip it. But that just means it's time to do 9 more very easy tutorial tasks. Okay, task number 20. It is Dagonoth on Waterbirth. We can manage that. Maybe I will go and get Skeletal. Could be fun. Just finish the Fremnik armor sets. I will see if it's any better than Mystic in any way. And if it is, I will get it. But that is a reasonable task to do. I've also been collecting herbs from the various tasks we're doing here. Got a handful. It's a start. Okay. 45 Slayer. Unlocks Infernal Mages. Oh boy. The level 90 Dagonoths are a little high level. So I've been spawning the small Dagonoths out of these eggs. Looks like we have gotten things on aggro. So technically the eggs have to aggro to spawn these small Dagonoths. See if we can get that reset here. There's some people. Yeah, reset. So instead of fighting level 90s, I just walk in here and spawn up some level 42s to fight. Speeds up the process very successfully. Also, Skeletal is more of a split bark equivalent, so it's not particularly useful. So I'm not going to bother with that. Another 90 Slayer points for a task completed. I guess that's a total of 200 now, which is pretty good. And now, 9 more low-level tasks. Here we go again. Another 10th task. We've got plenty of points. We could block any metal dragons we get. But the task is going to be Fire Giants on the Isle of Souls. That's not a great location. Isle of Souls, huh? The dungeon is over here. And actually, we've got an improvement. We've got the new fairy ring over here on the island, which is going to be very nice. BJP, Isle of Souls. Just in time. And now, instead of having to go to Soul Wars and walking all the way around the island, you can get to the north of it, which is much better. Alright. We can do some fire giants. I can work with that. Much like with the Hellhounds, killing a single fire giant is another combat task. Very easy. That was a very nice task. Another 90 points. Total of 290. That's going very well. Got a few nice things there. Got a fire battle staff to replace the fire staff that we had. It's got more magic accuracy, so that's good. Got another crystal key in 2 parts, so that's in the looting bag now. Basically, that's another dragonstone whenever we want it. Not that there's much we can do with the dragonstones yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. If we check the jewelry here, we can make the rings, but in order to get the necklaces, that's not until 72. So, we're away still from that. And then, Gloria 80. Boosts are available, but having more dragonstones can get us closer to where we want to be. Also got a rune scimitar. That was fun. Alked it, of course. We also unlocked brine rats, so that's fantastic. And got to 1450 total level. So that's nice. Gonna go do more easy tasks. Banshees have really been the leading source of herbs here, which is nice. Next up, black dragons in the evil chicken's lair. Okay. Well, we killed one of those for Recipe for Disaster. So 15 of them is doable, if a bit annoying. There is a baby black dragon down in here. Just need to bring a rope to come down into the egg chamber here. There's only one spawn per world, which does make it a little inconvenient, but still significantly faster than killing the adult dragons. And also, since it's only 15 dragons, We got 90 Slayer points. That is 6 Slayer points per baby black dragon, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Collected up the dragon bones here. Let's bring that over to the altar in my house for 75 experience each. That's something. It's enough to get us 47 prayer. And that is the level required for Rum Deal. So now we have everything for that quest, which is nice. I think I'm going to do just one more round here of Slayer tasks. Got another piece of a crystal key. But here we are for task number 50, which gives even more points. And it's going to be Dagonoth in the Catacombs. Okay. Should be better than the Waterbirth dungeon, at least. We can do that. There was level 50 Slayer, which unlocks Bloodvelds. A pretty good task. Although I really prefer to range Bloodvelds. Either way, good to have. Task number 50. 270 points. That is a lot. Brings our total up to 650, which is very good. Enough to get a few things and have spare points. I got a Snapdragon Seed, which I'm going to just drop over. Can't really do much with that yet. Don't have the farming level, or really the herblore level, to use the Snapdragons, even if I had them. I think that is a good point to stop Slayer for a little bit here. We will be returning very quickly to more Slayer. But I think it's time to do some quests. We've been building up to the levels, and now here it is. The quest, Rum Deal. We start here, talking to Pirate Pete, just north of Port Phasmatis. He's looking for an adventurer, and that is me. We've got a quest to go on here. He's got a bit of a spiel about the circumstances, claiming to be a poor, disposed nobleman forced by circumstances to be over here looking for help. His fiendish half-brother has seized his estates. Yada yada, etc. Needs to get the family sword to prove his rulership, and we will gladly help after hearing such a touching story. There's also going to be a demon, Barrelor the Destroyer, of course. He's being very silly. Of course, we're going to go along with whatever anybody says. As an adventurer, we're not exactly the brightest. We fumble our way through things. Sometimes making things worse. Sometimes making them better. But we'll go fight a demon. I'm out. I'm all for it. There's not going to be any reward besides the satisfaction of helping him and his many adorable children. So you can keep whatever money is left after his evil half-brother. Now we just need to find a diversion. Right behind me. And we get bonked on the head. things are looking bleak, but Pirate Pete has good news. They have an adventurer. A hero, even. Heroic, brave, and true. Also gullible, tied up, and unconscious. We will do whatever anyone tells us to do, so we are the perfect adventurer for the job. Also, look how much shorter Pirate Pete is and Captain Braindeath. Interesting. We'll see if that's actually true outside the cutscenes. We are ready to help. Here's Captain Braindeath. Yeah, he's just a very tall guy. Alright, cool. Am I alright? Yeah. Just get smacked in the head a lot, so I'm fine. And now we can help run the evil, brain-eating dogs off the island. They have been surrounded by zombie pirates. And for whatever reason, they decided to just trick me instead of just asking for help. I would have done it anyway. They didn't know that. This is Braindeath Island, where they make the worst alcoholic beverages in the world. But right now, they're being sieged by zombie pirates. It's a bit of a mess. And pretty soon, they're going to break in and kill everyone. Right out the window, they've got a sign asking for rum. It is, in fact, rum deal. Rum. Zombies. We got zombie protesters. And they are protesting because they want some of the rum. And that makes it, and it's difficult because they don't have any rum anymore. The plan is to get the zombie captain drunk enough that they go away. And then they can take the boat, I guess. I mean, they have a boat here. It doesn't seem urgent. And they can at least ferry one person at a time. They could probably just leave. But we'll help them out. The reason that they don't have any rum to give to the zombies is they can't really leave to get the ingredients. So we will be in charge of that. We need to head past the zombies and grow some blind weed. Most of the fields have been destroyed, and it's covered in zombie pirates, of course. But we can manage. Run out past all of the brewers here. Head down the stairs. And past these zombies. There's the captain. Here's some zombie swabs. And here is the blindweed patch. We can just rake this with our farming equipment that we brought. We can either fight or intimidate the zombies. And this is fine. Just get out of here. Alright. Now we can finish raking. We saw the perk that makes it so weeds can't come back. So that's nice. Now we plant the blindweed, and it's immediately comes back. Okay. That was quicker than I expected. I was thinking that was going to take at least a few minutes, but sure. Instant blindweed. Very convenient. I guess we were right on the farming tick there. Very cool. And now we have the blindweed. We can bring that back to Captain Braindeath. One bit of blindweed. Could go shove it in the intake hopper. That is upstairs. And they put the ladder all the way over here in this corner. And the intake hopper all the way over in this corner. One could say you could probably just put the ladder over here. But I'm not the building designer, so it's fine. Right in the hopper. First ingredient collected. And now we can go ask Captain Braindeath what we need next. It's going to be an interesting brew indeed. Next up, we need a bucket of stagnant water. And there's a pool to the northern island, up on a mountain. It's also a volcano, but we don't worry about that. The only problem is going to be getting past their lookout. So we just need to head up, cross these bridges. The zombies don't really seem like they're very likely to be storming the brewery at any point here. But they definitely could. They definitely could. I'll open this gate. And then 50% Luke, who has that name, because he's 50% zombie, 50% wood, won't allow us to sneak past. Look over there. Lots of distraction in this quest. We were distracted and then beaten over the head. We distracted a zombie pirate and ran past. When it works, I suppose. Let me just climb up here to the stagnant lake at the top of this hopefully dormant volcano and grab a delicious bucket of stagnant water. Examine this. We question if it is even water. That's how bad it is. It's also bubbling. So that makes me think that there's some geothermal activity going on there. Bit of volcanism still going, which is concerning. Anyways, bring this water back to the captain. One bucket of stagnant water. Drop down into the hopper. Concerning. Very concerning. So currently we have something called blindweed and stagnant water. This is going to make something horrible. That's pretty clear. Okay. What next? We need 5 sluglings. Also disgusting. The sluglings are the super secret ingredient. Mind control powers and all that. Similar to the sea slugs. But that's fine. Of course they're related. And we can get the sluglings. And then we put them in the pressure barrel. And then pressurize them. Just a little. Anyways, here's our net for catching these sluglings. Oh boy. We're gonna need 5 inventory spaces for this. And I elected to bring the full set of Graceful. That's less than ideal. We can drop the bucket. And we can drop... These are my farming tools, so I don't want to drop these. I can just get the rake back later. Reminder, I need to pick up a rake at some point. Or actually, I could get the 5 sluglings and then drop the fishbowl and net that he gave me and pick up the rake. Okay. That'll work. I just need to find the fishing spot. If there's one thing that I don't like as much about the HD, is that fishing spots are very hard to see. Everything's shimmery, and when everything is shimmery, nothing is. Here we go. Got some sluglings. Some more sluglings. A pretty quick process. Drop the rake. Fish a slugling. Drop the fishbowl and net. Pick up the rake. Perfect. This is also an alternative way to get a fishbowl out of that net. But the quest also requires the same crafting level that you can make a fishbowl anyways. So it doesn't really help you. So now, we take the sluglings, stick them in the pressure barrel, right up here. We're just stuffing them all in. Looks like 3 sluglings per, so we're just slapping 15 slugs into this barrel and pressurizing them. That falls in, and now this is happening. I think that the machinery is objecting to what's going on here. It's frothing, spinning, and possessed. We've been slightly mind controlled by the slugs, as per usual. Anyways, now there's just one more ingredient. And it's in the basement. But first, we need to deal with the spiritual critical mass. In layman's terms, the equipment has become possessed. This happens all the time. That's very questionable, but okay. Either way, we need to whack it with a wrench. And specifically, a blessed wrench. 1 wrench. Talk to Davy. And we can get it blessed. We need this to fix the brewing equipment. Of course. 1 holy wrench. Coming right up. Doing a little cheer. Yeah. Alright. And we're going to have to fight a spirit. So that's something. We're making a spirit, fighting a spirit. The usual. Holy wrench. Bonking this. And we get an evil spirit. We've got protect from melee though. So we are perfectly safe from this ghost thing. An evil spirit, and the pun was intended. Honestly, we'd probably be fine just keeping the prayer on. Either way, though, 1 evil spirit in the spirit going down. And it drops ashes. Possibly more demon than spirit. But that's sorted out. So now we can get the final ingredient. The body of a diseased fever spider. I never want to drink anything made here. My goodness. We need to be slightly careful here, because the diseased fever spiders carry a disease. Shocking. And that's what these Slayer gloves are for. Apparently, these spiders only bite hands. So grab yourself some thick gloves, and you're good to go. Graceful gloves? Not good enough. Barrow's gloves? Clearly inferior. But to avoid getting diseased, this is fine. And it's also a medium task. Hooray. And now, this gets slammed in with everything else. I have to question if the possession situation changed anything with the recipe. But I'm sure with all the other horrible things going on, it's fine. It's made of slugs and a diseased spider, stagnant water, and blind weed. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, there we go. That was the last ingredient. And now the brewing can commence. Then we can give this to the captain. And everything's gonna be great. One bucket of output here. Unsanitary swill is what we've decided to name this. Clearly it's a bucket of rum. Gotta find the captain walking around. He's all the way over here. You've chosen a horrible spot to stand. We now have to fight zombie swabs. We're intimidating them away with this fun cutscene. And it does nothing. Okay. When he's standing over there, away from the aggressive pirates, everything's much easier. But we can take care of him. And now you can have your rum. Here you go. He seems to have enjoyed it. Good for him. We're trying to trick him about his boss or something. But he's never going to tell me. He's too clever. Rabid Jack would not appreciate it. Oh, you messed up now. Now we know who sent these guys here. And we can inform Captain Braindeath. You can see the spiders in there. Alright. Captain Braindeath, here's your information. Something about Rabid Jack. And that's bad news. Haven't heard of him. Ever. Okay. Don't worry about it. Quickly changing the subject. We did it. And apparently now, they're able to keep the rum flowing. They're not worried about them breaking in anymore. And we get 2 quest points, 7,000 prayer, 7,000 fishing, 7,000 farming XP, and the Holy Wrench. That got us 55 farming. Good enough for mahogany trees and cacti. So that's cool. The Holy Wrench makes it so prayer potions and the like give you more prayer points. But just based on inventory space, you need like a full inventory of prayer potions for the Holy Wrench to be better than just bringing another one. So unless you're very limited on the number of prayer potions you have, it's not typically very useful. And as an entire inventory space, for us it's definitely not something we need. So I can go on the ground. We can also go put away the rake and the seed dibber. The Arty Cloak is much less useful for getting to a fairy ring now, but still really nice for getting to a tool leprechaun. So there's that. And that was the last quest requirement for another quest. So here we go. This time, the quest start is actually in Port Phasmatis. Talking to Bill Teach here. He's mumbling. And we're being here. Having a nice time. He's having a less good time, though. He is in dire straits. And we can help. But this is a pirate problem. And we're no pirate. But we might be able to be a pirate. Yeah, sure. Why not? We're not exactly the most piratey, but we can try. But since nobody else will risk the trip, we'll be fine. We need to head over to his ship, the Adventurous. Wanted to go back to Mosla Harmless. It's a pirate stronghold. Very cool. But the problem is that we're not a pirate. But once we take this voyage over there, that'll count, so that'll be fine. But that brings us back to the real problem here. He has made enemies with another captain who has vowed to sink his ship and kill his crew. So his entire crew deserted him. So if we come under attack, he needs more than just him. Apparently he thinks one more person will be enough to deal with getting attacked on the high seas. So we will start cabin fever. To the docks. We are going to do our best pirate impressions, and the pirates are not going to appreciate it. We are going to do our best. All the way over here. He's got the biggest ship in port, which is pretty cool. We got a whole bunch of stuff downstairs. Alright, here we go. They're surprised that we came. We'll have the whole we will be attacked and possibly killed situation going on. I am the scurviest, throat-cuttingest pirate to ever walk the main plank, R. He doesn't have much choice. He doesn't have much choice here. Out to sea. You can see the boat rocking. They found us. And now they are firing on us. We got a hole in the ship. So that's a good start. This is going to be quite the job. Also, our cannon has been destroyed. which, that's not a good start. And now there's a second hole. At this rate, the entire ship is going down. So first thing we need to do is go destroy their cannon. And since we don't have a cannon ourselves, we are going to swing across to the other ship, blow up their cannon, and then swing back. That is going to be quite the plan. My goodness. Well, that will solve the immediate problem here. We're still filling with water, though, so hopefully we can get this done before we sink. Alternatively, I could just take their ship, leave Bill Teach here on his sinking ship. We've got some supplies down here, though, which we need to grab. We got the gun locker, the repair locker, some plunder storage. Search in here. We've got a hammer, got some rope. I'll take some rope. We're also going to need a fuse. That's going to be in the gun locker. A little bit of fuse. And we need this tinderbox over here. And now we can head over to the other ship. We can see that they are full of pirates, level 57. But I am technically a pirate, level 91. So I think we all know how that's going to go. Climb up the climbing net here. And then we can use our rope on the hoisted sail. Run back around to the bottom. And swing on over. Whee! Use the fuse on the powder barrel. Extend it out a little bit so we're not standing right next to it. And light the fuse. This destroys their cannon. And now we can leave. I'm noticing that while each of us have destroyed one of the other's cannons, we still have the other side. So realistically, we could just circle around a little bit. And then we could fire on them with the other cannon. But we seem to be mostly in a stalemate here, so whatever. Arr! I've blown their cannon to smithereens, Captain. Please stop. Please stop. Anyways, now we need to go and fix the leaks. Swamp paste? Not enough. So we're going to need some planks, and then swamp paste. And some tacks to put the planks in space. R. Everything's still flooding. That's fine. Search here. Grab 6 planks. Tacks for the planks. A hammer. And some swamp paste. Board it up. And waterproofed. And the same for the other 2 leaks in the hole. Fantastic. And with that done, we are now back at a stalemate. Both of our cannons are destroyed. There's no holes. So it's time to go on the offensive. We are going to repair our cannon. But first, before we sink them, we might as well go plunder them. I'm gonna go grab some loot from their chests. One plundering coming up. And he's really not appreciating us with all of our piratisms. We need more ropes again to swing back over. So we head back up here. Back up to the mast. Tie our rope. And away we go. Just casually walking over to our rope swing, which then immediately falls off. Oh, we've fallen into the water. We managed to get across, though. It drained all of our run energy, though, so that's something. We need the rope to get back, and we need some treasure. We can grab 6 loot immediately. But then, for whatever reason, we need to grab more than exists. So we're just going to hop worlds. Any world's fine. Exactly why we need to grab more loot than existed. It's a weird way to do things. But here we go. We need 10 plunder. We've grabbed 11. So now we can get out of here. Ow. Another mast swinging with the rope we brought. Also, if you mess this up, you can grab a rope on their side. So that's good. And then we come back over to our plunder stash and stash it. Full to the brim. And a little bit more on the floor, because why not? And now, we are clearly winning here. He's still very angry with all of our R-ing. So he's threatening us if we start our next conversation with R. So we go with ahoy. He hates it here. The plunder has been collected. And now, we'll give him a blast with the cannon. The cannon's broken, though. So we're going to use the secret technique of making things stopping being broken, called repairing. We need to remove the barrel, get a new barrel, and that's just the first step. But we can do that. In the gun locker, we can grab a cannon barrel and head back up, and we should be able to fix it. Unless we need a hammer, which we dropped. One cannon barrel replaced. Perfect. So I'm gonna drop that right here. That's fine. See us how easily we replaced that cannon. I think we could have done that earlier. Is the cannon fixed? Yes or no? Yes. Great. And now, let's give them a good shot. We need to load the cannon, and if we mess it up, it explodes. So, there we go. Take some powder, ram it in with the ramrod, put a canister in, and then we use the fuse, light it, and there it goes. And then after you fire, you clean it out. Got it? Yes. So we go back down, grab some more cannon stuff. We'll take a fuse, we'll take a ramrod, canister, few extra fuses. And we'll head back up. And grab the powder from the powder barrel. Grab a few of those. Gunpowder on the cannon. Ramrod on the cannon. Canister in the cannon. Fuse on the cannon. And fire. We need a tinderbox. A tinderbox would help, yes. I'm just going to light a fire with my mind there, clearly. Giving the other pirates some anxiety here. I prepare a cannon, and then I don't fire it. Here we go. That guy's dead now. Very good. This will all be over soon. The ordeal he was talking about is being here with me. Anyways. It's time to end this. And send them to the bottom of the sea. By shooting holes through their hull. Obviously. This time, instead of using a canister for crew annihilation, we're going to go with cannonballs. Should take about 3 shots to sink them. Which is kind of concerning, because we were hit by 3 shots earlier. So we were that close to going to the bottom of the ocean, which is great. We need to use the same method we used before. First we need to clean it out, since we didn't do that with our last shot. Gunpowder. Stamp it down. Cannonball. Add the fuse. Fire. And we put a hole right in their hole. There is a chance to not make a hole, so we might need to do this more than 3 times. But even if we mess up, we just need to collect more stuff. And if we mess up really bad, we just need to repair the cannon. So the second shot didn't land home, so I'm going to keep firing this cannon until we sink them. Here we go for the 3rd shot. And that's going to take them down. So now we're going to head to Muscle Harmless. He's looking much worse for wear because of the horrible, horrible time he's been having. He was stuck with me. It was a disaster. Honestly, we managed. We managed. I'm still here. He knows. He knows I'm here. We're technically a pirate now. R. Please stop. Oh boy. No self-respecting pirate says R that much. Except for Fancy Dan. We should go hang out with Fancy Dan. He's got a book that'll teach us how to actually be a pirate. Or at least talk right. We are a pirate. We are a pirate. We will need this book to trade with the pirates around here. Because otherwise, there'll be too much of a language barrier. Also, we can go talk to him for some loot. So that's fun. If we just stop saying R, we'll be a great pirate yet. Anyways, that is quest complete. 7,000 smithing, 7,000 crafting, 7,000 agility. 2 quest points, the book, and access to Moss the Harmless. No levels from that. That's okay. We got a bank here, which we can't use. We got pirate clothing. We could get an anchor if we wanted to. Let's just grab our share of the loot here. And now he has an actual crew here. I'm here for money. Yay. That was 10,000 coins. It's not much. It's honest work. But also here, on Moss the Harmless, we have another quest we could do later. The joy that is trouble brewing. And the caves with cave horrors. We don't quite have the Slayer level for cave horrors yet, but we are working on it. That's going to be very important. But I think I want to take a little bit of break from Slayer. So we're going to be going and dealing with a different set of requirements and a different set of quests. Next time. Goodbye.